Good morning again as we greet you with Sawubona, the Zulu dialect, for welcoming you to another beautiful day in Africa, second heat of the morning. In Kade Matson, while we're away and getting ready to tee this one up. And look at that section, Michael Frew.
Ooh, how thick was that lip? Now that is a powerful North Coast wave on KZN's. A really nice score to open up his account here in heat number 2 of the day.
Well, the criteria says critical sections, and that certainly emphasizes the point that the head judge and panel are driving home. 7.33 single turn out of that meaty section. This is just the third stop. Of course, US Open of Surfing will be the 4th, and then of course the 5th over in Portugal, the 6th in Brazil this year. We'll wrap that up. Just see Carlos Munoz here, who's going to use the priority. He brought us some entertainment a day or two back by going above the lip. Looks like he's got that epoxy equipment in some heavier water here. Nice snap there as he'll just ride out of that one. And Carlos Munoz, as we slip down to 29 minutes on the clock, well, he'll build his first score here. Wait for that. Let's just break this one down here. Carlos Munoz has got a quick start for us here, Mark.
So uses that section to float over, and it projects him into the next one. Opens up his shoulders to get the turn into that next turn. And I like how he...
Just trying to find something that has a bit of energy on the bank and looks like it's going to have a line, or even just a straight closeout. I feel like the judge has been loving one big turn, so straight closeout, get straight up there.
Showing commitment here at the Ballito Pro. Congratulations. We look forward to seeing you in the next round.
Kade Matson's going to use a priority, opened with the 7.33, smaller wave this time. Perhaps this one is going to offer exactly what Jacob Wilcox was preluding to there, something with a bit of energy and a cleaner face. And somehow those rail and fins not working in combo, that wave. It's around 6 hours and 15 minutes between each high and low tide on this east coast of South Africa. It's track with Mateus Herdy. He'll just impact into the whitewater section looming ahead. Draws a mystery line of his own because there wasn't a lip there to work with. He just drew a floater line into mid-space there and was hoping that that lip was going to come in underneath him. It'll be an incomplete for the talent Mateus Herdy. Lost Aiden Masonkamp, the South African, will have dropped out. Jean Duru still in the draw. And, well, of course, you can go to the WSL app and check those rankings yourself. Let's have a look at Carlos Munoz, who needs to get some numbers going of his own. That was a nice combination there. And just a bit of a thud landing. Shock absorber's not ready for that. And a 4.83 for his opener. And he's not going to match that with his second wave. Plenty of time, though.
And it's almost like the wave didn't allow him the opportunity to get his footing into that second turn. And he was caught completely off balance.
But either way, it's going to end up on the trash pile with a whole bunch of scores that Kade Matson will want to improve on. Here's M.Cibilic. Let's have a look at this one. Nice blunt turn from him. Trying to find an end section just to bring the punctuation to it. There he does find it. And he'll roll that out efficiently. He's been listening to the scores. Well, not the particularly biggest wave, but he did what Carlos Munoz tried to do earlier, bring completion to an inside tracking wave across the sandbar.
So he takes off, also drops into it. It bowls at that first section. And watch out after this first turn, the whole wave sort of closes out in front of him, but he gets on that rail and uses that projection into the third turn.
Live action, remember, this man has a 7.33 for a big attack to the lip. Not making the landing on that one, so just a little bit awkward as he put that down off the lip. We saw him open with a meaty section for a 7.33 on the best wave thus far.
This is Kade Matson. That's a nice looking wave as he took off. Had a big open face like Jacob Wilcox was talking about. He was looking for clean ones out there, and that's certainly a clean wave.
It's a counting score. It's a 5.5. That is Morgan's best one thus far. So we'll go back with pretty much halfway. 17.5 minutes represents halfway in a 35-minute heat. As we track Mateus Herdy, he's been very quiet up until now. He'll jam in the pocket. He'll look for an exit out of all of that turbulence there. He'll find this is going to fetch a 6.43 from the panel, Mark.
This is a nice big wave. I really like that first turn. It reminds me of a good point break carve, and he goes into a layback.
You can argue now Mateus Herdy's bringing us his best wave with A little over 17 to go. Here goes Cibilic quickly back at it, and that's a big smash in the top end section. That'll straight away at least equal his previous combination of maneuvers.
And so rather than just turn, this next one, second wave of the set, it closed out, so it didn't offer the...
Well, the one thing that we have on our side today, Mark, besides swell size, is consistency. No problem with the amount of waves coming through the lineup. Here's a section to attack for Mateus Herdy, who's down in third, as we greet you with a good morning. And 12 minutes on the clock in a heat that features two former championship tour surfers. This man not making the cut at Margaret River, and he has got to find his way via this Challenger Series, and he's got to find his way over a lip like that. Is he going to hold on? He's not. Carlos Munoz, the flare on offer for us there, but not bringing a completion. The sea's quite close to that set of rocks as well. There's a lot of water moving there. Meanwhile, Herdy in the competitive area will just sneak this one out. Let's see if he finds the 371. Beautiful attack. And is he going to climb out? Is he going to get back up out of the saddle? He's not. So that one back to the drawing board for Mateus Herdy. As we mentioned, just chasing the 371, Mike. Ditching a 2.8 and building himself a little bit of a buffer between Herdy and Munoz.
Looks like Carlos has come around the front of the rock and, wow, straight into another wave. So that won't be one of his counting waves. As you said earlier, it'll go into the trash pile of low scores for this heat. But Giggs did well to get out there, used the wash to come around the rock and straight into almost a scoring wave.
And we'll look again and remind you his requirements 5.31, because Mateus Herdy is not going to improve any numbers of his own. Here goes Carlos again, just in that fourth priority. He sneaked in from the south side of the break and just trying to quickly engage another wave of his own and just bring himself some momentum back with 6.5 to go.
This being the last of the four-man heats, he really wants a shot at those man-on-mans, Giggs.
There's a big meaty section, and that is what the judges want to see right there. M.Cibilic is going to hit the gong right there with that one. We saw the story on the very first wave of this contest with Kade Matson getting a 7.33. You just got to find one that draws clean.
Morgan, clean bottom turn, straight up at the lip. That lip was already coming at him when he hit it. He transitioned. I love that, the way he hit the lip there, Giggs.
Kade Matson has also got to get rid of it too, and that was a little bit awkward. You can see again. Interesting topics. 6.4 will come from M.Cibilic though, and he will improve his numbers. Let's have a look at Carlos Munoz, who's again just continually pulling the trigger with a fourth priority. Soft score for 371, and I still bring that all to why is Kade Matson sitting with a 2.8 in his scoreline? He's got to get rid of it. Here's an attack with the 3-minute mark upon us. Carlos Munoz inside section on new equipment. We'll just try and slice. This board is flowing nicely. It's a heavier board. It's a smaller wave on the inside, and it'll even change direction. So a real grindy approach to trying to eke a score out from the judging panel here.
Here's last of blue, so as you say, it's an insider now. He's tried 3 or 4 times to find a wave like this. He finally does manage to get it. The board looking a lot more solid and controlled under his feet, so complete equipment change. And I think he's surfing. And that's that massive turn of Kade Matson, the 7.33.
Clutch moment now with the priority being used by Herdy, chasing just a 3.71. Kade Matson has kept a 2.8 in his scoreline and is now going to come under attack. And wow, again, lots of energy in the lineup, and that one just setting off Mateus Herdy's rails. Here is Kade Matson, who's trying to improve, and now that was a clutch moment showdown between Herdy and Matson right there. And Kade Matson has read the script from the judges, and he's going to offer up another big single maneuver for a counting ride.
Here's Kade Matson's wave. Boom, hits it, comes out, and from his body language, he knows now he's improved.
So big, powerful turns in the critical sections. That's the message, and those are the official scores. Kade Matson and M.Cibilic will lose Mateus Herdy and Carlos Munoz. We'll gain Paul Evans and Kai Linder as we continue here from the Ballito Pro.